All right. The sad death of physical media.
I want you to picture this. It's Tuesday, September 17th,
Woo!
2013. I'm saying picture this like most of my audience watching this wasn't children or too young to remember this night. Low-key me included, but F it. It was a crispy September day, just like every other September day.
Yo, yes, I can hear your beautiful face and voice. Yo, get out! Chat, chill out. Come on, man. The stream just started, bro. Chill out.
People were going on with their regular lives, either
Yo, stop calling me handsome, bro. Damn.
going to school or work. But that night, humanity was gonna change and never be the same. GTA 5 was dropping. People were lining up hours before the release at midnight, making sure they called off school or work the next day to bask in all of its gloriness for at least a full day. News reporters...
Dude, everyone's lined up at GameStop and all the stores just to buy the copy of GTA 5. Physical copy. I remember when I was in like, I believe 4th grade. Dude, my mom's friend was like, don't buy GTA 5 for your kid. And I was like, what the hell? I brought it up to my mom in like Walmart. This was like a year after GTA 5 was released. And we were there with my mom's friend and she was like, don't buy GTA 5 for your son. It's inappropriate. And my mom was like, nah, I don't care. W-ass mom, bro. But, you know, I got a copy of my GTA 5 and I went ahead and I went to the strip club.
Came out to interview people with their pregame thoughts.
Mr. Beaks, please donate. Yo, you know what? Yeah, Mr. Beaks, please, if you're watching the stream, please donate.
On how the game was gonna be. When the doors finally opened, people stampeded in like it was their final day on Earth. This was what people now call...
Yo, W Steel Ball Run poster in the back.
Simpler times. Skip to a date that hasn't happened yet. Thursday, November 19th, 2026. The lines are empty and no one is waiting for some reason. The reason why? Rockstar...
Well, because everything is digital now. Yo, I'm telling you, I saw this in like I was watching Joe Barlozzi. Yeah, favorite YouTuber, favorite streamer. He was talking about GameStop is only profiting off of like Pokemon cards and like Funko Pops. Sunyon, bro, chill out. So... And they were like profiting also off of like plushies or something like that. But yeah, GameStop is like no longer like a, you know, like a physical copy store. It's more like giving you items.
Rockstar has announced they're officially ditching a disc copy and GTA 6 won't come with one. And Sony clarified even more that they won't produce any more discs for PlayStation consoles starting officially in January.
Honestly, this is way better. I guess I'm gonna miss obviously a physical copy, but having it digital now just saves you a lot of time and from going to the store and buying it. But a lot of these stores are gonna like be hurt by this, you know. GameStop, I'm surprised, is still alive. Guys, comment down below if you still have a GameStop around you. But there's still a lot of GameStops around my area, especially in malls. But now it's like more like it's kind of getting similar to a Newberry Comics, you know. It's not really like selling that much CDs unless you're going inside of the store to buy used CDs and stuff like that. I don't know how long GameStop has, to be honest.
2028. Meeting the era of console discs, having a collection to flex on your friends with the magic game
it's very
binder,
sad.
showing how much you're better than those bum ass because you have a bigger collection than them, is officially dead and has basically...
Dude, I'm gonna miss this. Yo, the stacks of games. Wow, I didn't have that much games. Hell, yo, if I had that much games, bro, I was living luxury. Joe was not living luxury at this time. When he was little, I mean. This amount of games would have been a dream to little Joe.
That this century will be the end of most physical
media.
And I'd be lying to you if I said it doesn't break my heart. At least to me, this seems like Gen Z's first thing to see phased out and humanity evolve past it. And really, it's every generation.
Dude, I don't know if he's gonna talk about this, but I remember when like I used to go to Redbox just to rent out movies. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but me and my mother, we would go out Market Basket runs, you know, and right next to Market Basket there would be a Redbox. You could like rent it out for a few, like 2 or 3 days or 4 days, I don't know, but it was like $5 each. Me and my mom would rent so much movies and we would watch them all, like binge watch. And it was like part of my childhood, you know. It was a fun time of my childhood. But I'm pretty sure like Redbox might go out of business as well, because now that everything is like digital and you can just pirate a movie if you wanted to online, it's very hard to profit off of those. And I remember like there used to be like these people who would have a whole like case of CDs of like a lot of movies, and they would sell them on the street. And you know, sometimes we'll buy them, but they're not gonna profit anymore. I used to watch a lot of movies on the Blu-ray DVD, and they used to be fire as a kid. But now it's just like I could just go onto a pirated website and just watch any movie I wanted.
Everyone other than Gen Alpha always grew up with physical media around them. We all remember going to Redbox and renting them.
Oh my gosh. I predicted the future, bro. So he's probably gonna talk about it now, but yes, Redbox were like $1 movies, bro. Like you could rent them out for like 4 days. It was fire. And you just slide it back in when you're done. And dude, the list of movies they had were like fire. Like I'm telling you, they're bangers. And you couldn't wait to get home to watch these movies. Having this as a kid, bro, this is fire, bro. A lot of kids now down this generation do not know about this, bro. I bet you if I asked my little brother who's 11 years old if he knows about Redbox, he would not know a single thing about it.
Then forgetting to return it and hoping their lawyers don't knock on the door, or seeing ads about Gamefly and thinking it was the future.
I don't know what happens if you turned it in late. I never brought it in late, so I don't know if they charge you more. They probably charge you more off your account, like on your card.
I actually don't know a single soul who used it, but I assume the company went bankrupt the same way as Redbox because no one returned stuff. One of the first things that pops up in people's minds with seeing physical media diminish from society.
Dude, I remember like elementary school, they would roll out a cart. They would put on like a VHS tape inside the TV, and they would let us watch movies and stuff like that. And we would play like Just Dance. Literally Just Dance. They'll have it up in the cafeteria, and whenever you wanted to, you could just go and play a little bit of Just Dance, you know, compete with your friends. That was like crazy like memories. And I'm glad I grew up in that era, you know, because it makes you more appreciated of more stuff around you, you know.
Is you will own nothing and be happy. The origin of it is so wild for people that don't know it. It comes from the World Economic Forum, which is basically an international organization with the biggest leaders and people who shape the world, where they try to find solutions for the world to quote unquote improve it. I get this is supposed to be a positive organization in theory. All I think of when I see pictures like this though is the Kotsky photo with all of them menacingly looking at the camera. They made a presentation in 2016 saying you will own nothing and be happy, where they say products are replaced by services and people will need to rent or share everything they need. The worst quote by far is from the presenter who did it when she said, "Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better." Imagine saying this with a straight face thinking everyone's gonna be like, sounds great. They basically pitched what Plankton did in the SpongeBob movie.
Dude, I hope 2030 is not like this, bro. If 2030 is like this, bro, we are doomed. Humanity is doomed. I do not want to be like these people in this one episode of that.
And Loki, as time goes on, they kind of weren't wrong with the timeline. Everything past 2016 has turned more and more into subscriptions. I mean, for God's sake, they're releasing a car where in order to get the full horsepower of it, you gotta pay a subscription. Imagine.
Dude, don't you gotta like pay a subscription for Tesla? Let me see. No, Tesla does not require a subscription to drive or own the car. Although not to drive it, but to pay for those features, yeah, you need to pay a subscription.
You're paying $100,000 for a brand new car and the company forces a subscription so you can use the full capabilities of it. Privacy concerns start to become worse as governments create more and more surveillance. The ultimate problem with physical game copies going away is the actual ownership. Because some people will defend it saying, who cares anyways, we all buy digital copies now. And I will say that is true. A majority of people aren't driving to the store to buy every brand new game that comes out. But when you buy games at a lot of these companies, you're never actually owning the game. If you buy a game from the PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, Nintendo Store, and yes, even Steam Store, they're all licensed and not owned, unlike a physical copy. Most of the time, it may not be a problem to have the digital copy, but best believe when there is a problem.
But the thing is, like, having it physically there, it's like, yeah, I have ownership of it. Oh, you can like get banned. You can get banned from PlayStation and just never be able to play that game again. Like, I've known so many people have wasted like about $200 on their account, $300 on just games, and just because some guy got mad at them and they got reported in the game, they got their whole account banned. Well, you know, they probably did something bad, but like they lost like their game completely just because they bought a digital version.
There's essentially nothing you can do when you're at the mercy of these
Father,
companies.
I'm cooked.
Nothing proved this more in 2023 with PlayStation and their Discovery TV controversy. Back in 2023, Sony told its users that because of a licensing disagreement with Discovery TV, that anybody who purchased Discovery TV shows or movies would have the content removed as Sony wouldn't have the license anymore. And there were some pretty big shows on that list, including Mythbusters, Cake Boss, and Naked and Afraid, How It's Made. In total, it would have been 1,318 seasons of TV shows completely wiped from anybody who owned them. Imagine being that one dude that bought like 50 seasons of different shows. I would have crashed out and wreaked havoc at Sony HQ. When this happened, it confirmed everything true. People suspected that companies at any moment could completely fry a product you quote unquote own. And there would be a more than likely chance you wouldn't get a refund. Now, luckily, because of all the backlash they got for this, Sony announced they reached an agreement, so everyone kept their stuff. But that's just for now. Funny thing is, doing research for this video, last month Sony told all its UK users that 551 movies and TV shows for a company named Studio Canal are getting removed in September 2026 because they're losing the license. This one didn't make as much noise, so they probably didn't care to fight it and let it die. But I hope y'all know this is just gonna happen more and more. So even if you're not someone that cares about physical media as much anymore, you should understand why it's needed. It's also
I buy a lot of digital games. Like before, like when I was younger, yeah, I used to buy. So I have GTA 5, obviously. You need that. You need that for real. There we go. PS4 Minecraft. Spider-Man game. The Walking Dead, guys. If you know, I'm a big fan of zombie games and zombie movies and zombie shows. 2K21. Yeah, how about that? And I have the PlayStation 4 version of Grand Theft Auto. But yeah, those are the games I have, guys.
For games, like a game called The Crew, for example. Ubisoft sold the game for full price to people, and after it didn't do as well as they wanted, they decided to delist it in 2023, and in 2024, they shut down all of the servers. Then right after that, they started yanking the license from people with zero refunds. This is why they don't want shit in person, because if that was—
Dude, honestly, guys, don't bash me. Don't bash me. I've been playing on my brother's PS5, because I don't have one. I only have a PS4.
Me, I'm not going.
Now I play a bunch of PC games now. You can't blame me. It's more, there's way more better games on PC. It's a lot of mods you can download. It's just way more fun to play.
Down without a fight. I'm gonna tell a Ubisoft employee to square up and fight for my copy. I'm keeping it, goddammit. Then instead of hitting people with an apology, maybe giving them refunds for something they bought, Ubisoft doubled down, telling people that you can't complain about what they did because you never owned it. I mean, they're not even hiding the agenda at this point. This shit more rigged than a referee in any World Cup game Messi plays. Because of all of this happening, people have come up with a—
Chill. Y'all saw what happened the other day though? Argentina versus Egypt. Damn.
Slogan to fight back.
What do y'all think? Comment down below if you think it was rigged.
Buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. Whoever made this gotta get 5 golden stars, because there's no defense these companies can say. Whenever someone downloads a copy of their game and doesn't buy it, they say it's illegal and the person should be fined because it's stealing. But when you buy something that's bought with the thought of its ownership, they can take it away and say you never owned it. They're pretty much that meme of the person spamming easy, and as soon as they get one clap back, they say you're being toxic. At the end of the day, no one is buying these game copies thinking it's just a rental. If you wanted to rent it, then you would just rent it. The reason I say this is because you'll see people defend these companies saying,
well, you should have just read the terms.
Yeah, tell that to Facebook when you don't read their 200 pages of terms and conditions. Then when they sell your personal data to like 100 different companies just to come back saying you should have just read the terms. After that company gets hacked who bought your data, now all your emails and passwords are leaked. And that's actually how it works.
I think I talked about this in one of my college classes. So it's called the fine print, and the terms and conditions, they make it so hard for people to like read, and you won't really understand what's going on. Like, and what I mean by that, the average reading and writing level in America is a 6th grade reading level. Mind you, these people in the fine print are using college level words, and most Americans can't understand. That's why most Americans, they read, they skim through, and they don't understand, and they think they're signing a good contract, you know, a good terms and condition. many people just skip through them, but you guys should make sure to read your terms and conditions because a lot of it could be bad.
A lot of the time.
A lot of it could backfire, you know? So
Times, by the way, but nah, it's your fault for not reading 200 pages of dog shit. The company who maliciously sold your data for profit is not at fault at all. Worst part is you couldn't even successfully.
did this guy just dive into money, bro?
Sold your data for profit is not at fault at all. Worst part is you couldn't even successfully sue these companies because they're technically right. You signed an agreement saying you just license the product and don't own it. This one,
yeah, they're gonna win like 99% of the time. Like, there's loopholes, but like it's hard to do those loopholes. Many companies are gonna win because of that.
Be as much a problem if these companies gave refunds all the time or required it. I think it still would be good to have a physical game in case it gets taken off shelves for archive reasons, which physical copies help with. Like, as an example, Steam is probably the most nice when it comes to this. There was a John Wick game that they decided to remove, but
dude, I buy a bunch of games off of Steam. I like it. Me in the future. Yo, what's good, Ori? Welcome to stream, bro.
Said they delisted it from Steam, and people who bought the copy.
We got 5 viewers here. We got 5 viewers in the chat. What's up? What's up?
When they want to. Steam so far hasn't had some incident like Ubisoft or Sony, but to be fair, who knows what will happen in the future. Also, another thing people don't think about.
I have a lot of games on Steam, and the games I play the most right now is either Project Zomboid, I play Las Vegas, and Brawlhalla. Those are the top 3 games I play on Steam right now. But I have a lot of games shared between me and my friends, you know, and it's really fun. And Steam isn't like such an asshole when it comes to refunds, you know? It's not like Ubisoft.
Oh, is how much used games help people. If everything is digital, you're not gonna have the classic of being broken down bad. Then buying some used copy that may have had some rip marks on the box and suspicious things. Hey,
dude, be honest, has anybody bought any like used games from GameStop or any like used controllers? Could you guys tell me how it went? Because like I don't trust myself buying something like from there.
Not gay, but
I don't trust myself. I don't trust the store, you know?
$20 is $20, as the saying goes. It made you as the buyer have more power because you could buy a new game when it comes out for $60.
Not me.
Then maybe resell it for $40 or trade it in and get the next new game for half off. It was pretty much its own economy and it was a win-win. You had a used game.
I bought used Skylanders before, but like controllers, I'm scared. I buy a controller on discount, used controller, and I get stick drift the first day I use it, you know? Or like I buy a disc and it's scratched all around.
That you could sell to.
Yo, I wasn't fortunate to have Skylanders as a kid, but I wish I had Skylanders. Like I saw this on the news all the time, and I saw my friends have Skylanders, and I was like, damn, bro, I wish that was me. I was kind of jealous, not gonna lie.
Somebody that never played it.
But it was peak, bro.
For cheaper, and you could take their money and trade it in for a newer game. I understand that GameStop would give you a solid 90% less money than what the game.
Yo, they'll give you like, for a game you bought for like $100, right? Let's say, example, they'll give you like $5 back or 10, and then be like, or do you want $60 a store credit?
Costed if you traded it in with them. But shit, some money back is back.
The games were peak, good. Pretty good, but I low-key mainly collected the toys, lol. Yeah, the toys were cool as hell. I wish I had the toys as well. I always wanted that one Disney game, Disney Infinity.
Better than no money. You could also lend games to your friends or trade games with your friends. Hopefully have them actually give the game back, or y'all were not on speaking terms until further notice. I still haven't talked to this in 3rd grade that never gave my SpongeBob movie game back to me. Hope he's doing terrible in life. For a lot of poor kids,
chat, I had growing up, I had a SpongeBob TV. Y'all might laugh at me, but yo, this was peak, bro. Dude, these were so fire. They're probably like going for like $500, $800 right now, but I'm telling you, bro. Ooh, this was my first ever TV in my own room. I got it for, I believe, my 6th birthday, maybe around there. All right, so when the iconic SpongeBob CRT television, it was about $100. Back then. Okay. Many kids begged their parents to buy 13-inch tube television from stores like Walmart or Target for their bedrooms. Yo, I actually never begged my dad, but my dad bought it for my birthday. So, dad. Really expensive because they don't make any more, I guess. So, having one is like kind of rare.
It's this one.
I honestly don't know what happened to my SpongeBob TV. Like, I'm kind of upset. I don't know what happened to it. I might have to ask my mom because we literally moved one day, I think, and then we just like threw it out or gave it away. So I'm gonna have to ask her.
Be their Game Pass and main way they got games. The best bet they have now is if the game studio decides to put games on sale, or getting the Xbox.
We buy one for the next semester, trust. Yo, if we could have a SpongeBob TV up in the living room, bro, that'll be freaking fire, man. That'll be fire. That'll be tough as hell.
Game Pass, which even that won't have everything they want. Companies are known to keep game prices high no matter how old the game is. Removing physical copies is only to benefit the companies themselves. It's not like they even have to make a mass amount than they have them potentially not.
Dude, I had these physical copies up there. I don't know if you guys see that, or if you were here earlier in the stream, I like showed the stream some of my physical copies I have. Bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna be like 15 years in the future, and some guy's gonna be looking at 2K21 in my garage sale or something. He's gonna be like, "How much you want for this?" I'm gonna say, I'll give it to you for $5. But I'm telling you, like,
shelves.
physical copies, physical media is just
and ship them to people, but
gonna disappear. Like, everything's digital now, and you won't have the ownership. You won't really be able to own it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had a physical copy.
They're choosing not to because they know what's smarter for money. I'll end it off with, even though things like this happening are sad, I don't think physical media is truly out yet. People will always appreciate physical value of media.
Yeah, a lot of people buy a lot of physical media. Like, people go to GameStop, people go to garage sales, like I said earlier. People go to a lot of places to find physical media because of the nostalgia, you know? And I don't think, for this generation, I don't think physical media is going to end. I think for the next 2 generations, when everything is digital, people are going to start giving less of a crap about physical media. But yeah, a lot of people buy like VHS tapes and a lot of CDs, you know?
And a lot of people are even fighting back by getting more physical things. An example is vinyls, which saw an increase of more.
Yeah. So a lot of people buy vinyls, and he might mention it, but a lot of people bought Michael Jackson vinyls when the movie came out. So, and a lot of people are buying record players. I might buy myself a record player. I think this is cool as hell. Not because a lot of people have it, but the fact that this is how they played music back then, and you know, I think the feeling of having this would be so great.
For people buying them, even though it's mainly for the aesthetic and not to take out the.
Yeah, a lot of people are LARPing over. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna LARP it. I'm gonna buy a record player. I think it's cool as hell. I think I've always wanted to buy a record player even before people started LARPing it, because I just thought the aesthetic was cool. Like, even before it became a trend. I think I might buy myself one for next semester for college.
Nothing, all right. At least people are buying physical media. Also, people are still buying things like manga or books because they want a cool looking collection. So humanity hasn't fully given up to digital media yet. And my hope is we could have a good balance of both, because if we had all digital media, I hope y'all know these companies will be the most scum.
Dude, and I know this is not a digital media, physical like media, but I wish kids grew up more with cable instead of like Netflix or Disney and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys have little sisters or brothers who watch cable still? Because I feel like cable was such a big part of my childhood, and like now that you could just stream any movie you want or anything for free, is like, I feel like cable was so fire, man. Record player plus TV is gonna be goated. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be freaking goated. So fire, man.
Me greedy pieces of all time. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Yo, W video by Tommy, bro. Yo, make sure you guys follow him. Chat. He makes a lot of good videos. I usually try not to react to them because I watch Joe Barlow's. He react to them because he's they're both good content creators. They're so amazing. But yeah, this is the sad death of physical media. We're gonna leave a like. Of course, we're already subscribed. We have the bell notification on. But yeah, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want more content like this, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe and follow me on Twitch and all my social media platforms. Stay tuned, YouTube. And guys, can I get a buy for YouTube?